Yeah, what's up with y'all, boys and girls, man? Hey, it's Jay Briggs here on this beautiful money-making Wednesday here with the Pick Dawgz Morning Show. You know the drill, man. We live 365 just to let you guys know our thoughts, opinions, and how we see today's action playing out. We got a solid day of action today. We got 11 games from the NBA. College hoops is back in full swing. Solid card over there. It's probably 1 million games. I don't know how many in total. We got five or six NHL, and we got 2 from college football action. So, man, ready to break it down. I got a great crew of guys and lady with me here today to help us break it down. Hawk Romanelli Wednesday? Huh?
Well, here's the thing. It's Wednesday. 22 of the 30 teams are playing in the league, and none of them are the Hawks.
No
what the
Hawks.
Hell? It's just not meant to be.
What's happening, though, my man? How you doing?
I'm doing good, Jay. I thought yesterday's games were kind of boring. The action, Akron blowout win. We haven't seen a blowout win for Akron in a while, but zip. Yeah, UMass is. Woof. I think it's time for relegation talks for that program. Just brutal. But
Fighting Romanellis, man.
The Fighting Romanellis. I haven't taken them all season. I don't know if I will. They're a new level of bad, but excited to talk about the games today.
Let's do it, man. Let's do it. Ashley, good morning. How are you doing this morning?
Good morning. Doing pretty well. I had a bad day yesterday. I swung big with a couple NHL underdogs. Didn't hit on either of them. I really thought the Jets were going to be able to take it against the Kings on the road, but they got their butts whooped. And I also really thought the Red Wings are going to pull it off over Vegas. Vegas has been looking terrible, but, I guess I probably should have known that Vegas wasn't going to drop. I think would have been their 4th in a row. But I liked the value, went for it, didn't cash it in, but that's all right. Ashley's edge. We did hit Ducks on the money line at home. We love plus money Ducks at home. So
we love plus money Ducks at home.
But excited for today.
Let's do it. Let's talk about it, man. I was mad at myself. I swept hockey yesterday. All 4 games I gave you on the show hit. I've yet to have a hockey premium. I just don't know. I just ain't been active. But the Mammoth got it done yesterday. The Stars got it done yesterday. The Avs got it done yesterday. Them Ducks got it done. Come me up. NHLA. So let's keep it rolling, man. We'll talk about it here momentarily. Tony T, what's happening, man? How you doing?
It's going good. Well, my action came in yesterday with Ohio. Thank goodness, because I got a 3 on the site. It was 2.5, but I'll take it. I'll take the win there. My thoughts on UMass. I think they brought him into the MAC to help the MAC teams get bowl eligible.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Man, I wasn't tuned into that last night, unfortunately. I was, of course, tuned into the NBA. I had a good night last night. I went 3-0 on the premium side. I cashed my play of the day with the Raptors, no sweat fashion. Had the Thunder Buddies, and I had the Bulls. What a comeback that was.
Oh, geez.
Chicago. Oh, my. They were down, 20? I want to say.
Well, yeah. Well, you missed a lot of threes. The Sixers are nothing but a 3-point shooting team now. If they don't fall, it gives the opportunity for the opponent to come back on you.
Chicago gutted it out, man. So wasn't the sexiest night of hoops last night, from a game watching perspective, but there was a couple good ones. I thought that was a good one. So Giddy, the Giddler. Man, he balling. What do you have? Trip dub last night, 25-point trip dub. Balling. I was sad not to see him win that title with the Thunder Buddies because he was that core. He was, you know what I mean? He was there. He was there. So sad not to see him win it, but I'm glad to see him balling. And yeah, that was yesterday. Anything crazy happened in college hoops yesterday? Let me see.
The UNLV losing, right, to Tennessee Martin. That was with Pasternak's debut there. So that was probably the one. We didn't have a Boise State a D2 team beating anybody.
Mm-hmm. Did Texas Tech cover that game? They
Yes.
did. I should have put it in. I told you if there was one I was going to put in yesterday, it's going to be Tech. I love Tech at home.
Duke got it done. cover that big on Sean Miller's debut for Texas.
They beat up on my Longhorns. What was final score? 75-60. Where Sean Miller come from? Xavier,
and then he was with Arizona. Some scandal in Arizona, scandalous.
Yeah,
he was on. I think they caught him on recorded phone message paying guys, and that's when Dick Vitale lost his mind.
Now it's just a part of the day-to-day operation.
It is, yeah. You're not. At least he's doing his job to win.
Yeah.
Man. So,
But we always forget about that stuff. They just happen to just sweep it under the rug, you know.
Yep. Not nothing too crazy happened yesterday in college hoops. UNC Cashville got blown out. Damn. All right. That's cool. Trade deadline was yesterday in the NFL. Sauce Gardner to the Swag Colts. Okay, Colts. Yeah, I'm trying to go do the damn thing, man. Woo! I like that. I like that trade a lot. I ain't gonna lie to you. I like that trade a lot.
Cowboys buyers.
Quentin Williams to my boys. Logan Wilson too. It wasn't, the dominant deadline, but and does that make us Super Bowl favorites? Does that make us division favorites? No, none of that. But did we get better? I think we did.
It's tough to make trades in the NFL. That's how we never really saw any trades in the NFL back in the day because you don't know how healthy these guys you're getting, right? You got to give them the physical. It's really risky, I think, making moves at these deadlines when you're trading players in the NFL.
Yep. So I was seeing some people said the Colts might have overpaid for Sauce. Would they give 2 first-rounders? But, I mean, when you're in a position like they are in, and they haven't really been in this position since Peyton, even with Andrew, I don't really felt like they ever had a real chance to win a Super Bowl. So, I mean, you kind of got to fuck them picks.
That's the Rams. That's the Rams. That's what the Rams say. F the picks. Right.
Yeah, Shaheed went to Seattle. That's He's still gonna be wearing number 22.
That's a real win for him. He's the winner of the day.
Right. He goes from 1-7 to 6-3. Is that what they are?
Tyler Shuck can't bring everybody down with him.
Same thing with Sauce too, though. He goes from the basement from terrible 1 win to 6.
The penthouse, right? From the
playing bad football to real winning football.
Brees Hall was left behind. He's like the meme just looking through the window.
Yeah.
Watching everyone else play.
Yeah. They said the Jets were holding firm on a 3rd for him. A couple of teams offered a 4th. Nobody really wanted to give up a 3rd. Jets wouldn't budge. Tyrod Taylor.
One lung Tyrod.
Man. So
you start Brissett or you Murray. That's like we got a quarterbacks this year.
They said Brissett will be the starter moving forward.
Wow.
I think that's overreaction.
I disagree.
You disagree? To me, okay.
It's so much more is way more dynamic now.
Okay, here's my. Do I disagree with that? No, but in the same breath, I don't think they've played a tough stretch of defenses. When Kyler was in there this year, look at the level of competition they played versus the level of defense they played with Brissett. And 2, bro, everybody's had a legacy game against my defense this year. Everybody. So
it's not just that one game, though. He's unlocked Big Marv. Like Big Marv is finally, doing what he's meant to do. Kyler Murray is not going to get it done with Big Marv. Yeah. He's unlocked Trey McBride. McBride's been going off. Kyler is going to make plays. He's gonna play that backyard football and scramble and make the flashy occasional play. But Brissett's making this offense so much better.
You lose to the Titans, you lose your job.
Yeah,
that's what I would say as a head coach.
Also hurt
Kyler Murray lover, bro.
Kyler hurt his stigma a little bit early in his career when he was playing hurt, and he had some really bad performances back when he played hurt, and I think that hurt his stigma a little bit.
So let me ask y'all: do y'all think it's over in Arizona for him, or do y'all think this is maybe just Brissett gets 2 games, plays bad, they put Kyler back in and see what happens?
His career's over.
Hell no.
It all depends on his contract status. That's what it comes down to, right? And
I wonder what it is. Let's see.
Is a GM still there that drafted him? That happened. That impacts it too, right?
I mean, he's here through 2028, so there's a
goodness.
few more years there. There's got to be a team willing to take him and take the money because he's expensive.
Yeah.
JETS.
That's so goodness. They tried with the Fields. I think it's going to be pretty much a draft pick quarterback next year. Who's that going to be? Nussmeier's dead. Mateer, it's not. Yeah, well, Nussmeier and Mateer, these guys aren't really getting it done. That thumb injury is not helping them. Nussmeier's just coach got fired under him. He was one of the guys that they were touting for the NFL.
If I was an NFL team, there's not one quarterback I'm spending a first-round draft pick on. Not one.
Yeah.
This draft reminds me more of like that Kenny Pickett draft. That terrible-ass draft.
Oh, yeah.
There's a couple of decent quarterbacks. I just don't think they're ready to make that jump. Like, to me, it looks like Nussmeier might need another year. I still want to see more Mendoza in college. Lagway still remains to be seen. Everybody keep trying to tell me Lenore Sellers is the next coming, but
Javier, no thank you. He can't throw the ball.
Man, Carson Beck is trash. So you look around and it's like,
I'm not a fan of that USC quarterback either, Javier. I'm not a fan of his.
He's a college quarterback.
That's all. There's really it's a bad year to be.
That's what I'm saying. You start to look around, you'd be like, I don't really know.
Just draft offensive lineman. You can't go wrong with that,
man. But good little around the horn talk. Anything else you want to talk about before we jump into some of today's action? If not, man, we can do the damn thing, man. We can do it. Let's do it. Money making Wednesday. We will start our day in the National Hockey League Association. There we go. Today we have, how many games is it? 1, 2, 3, 4. It's 5. The Mammoth, they're back in action today. Plus money in Toronto land against the Maple Leafs. Leafs laying minus 150. Capitals Blues. Capitals minus $1.45. Blue Jackets Flames. Calgary minus 125. That's interesting. 3-9-2 in favorites. Canucks Blackhawks. Canucks minus 165. Kraken Sharks. Every time Ashley comes on, her team playing. I wonder if she plays. Ron Dunn, what you doing today in hockey?
Yeah, I'm going to take the Flames. I kind of gauge how I view a team based on how they played the Islanders. And the Blue Jackets just recently played us. We got dominated. I mean, it was just a one-sided game. The goaltending kept Columbus in that game. But I don't love their chances going forward this season. I think Calgary is honestly a lot better than its current record. You look at some of the analytics. I mean, they have been one of the more unfortunate teams. They've created a lot of chances. Their defense is actually not too shabby. And I think the right team is favored. And it's a cheap price. I think this line should be steeper. So I'll take Calgary. And I'll lean towards St. Louis plus money. Blues just had a long losing streak, but they snapped it with the last win over Edmonton. Capitals now on a 4-game losing streak, and their offense has really fallen off a cliff. Scored less than 2 goals in 3 of the last 4 games. I think that St. Louis is the better side right now. I'm gonna take plus money.
From Ron the Don Romanelli. Ashley, what you feeling today in hockey?
I do agree with Ron in that I do think Calgary's better than they've been playing, but now is not the time I'm going to take them. I'm going to keep fading them until further notice. I do think they'll turn it around eventually, but they've just been absolutely brutal. They're averaging 2.2 goals a game on the season. Columbus, they're kind of I've never been I don't think their games are exciting to watch. Columbus is kind of a boring team in my opinion, but their offense has been getting it done the last few games, averaging 4 goals in their last 5. Just Flames are just offensively, it's tough to want to take them here. 13% on the power play. I think I'm going to take the Blue Jackets here for now. Again, I think Calgary does turn it around, but not now. And then I am throwing it back over to my Sharks and Kraken today. I'm not taking a side, though. I am taking the over. It's sitting at 6 goals right now. Sharks offense is actually picking it up a little bit. We're averaging just shy of 4 goals a game in our last 5, but defense and goaltending still continues to be a major problem for us. Askarov only has a .862 save percentage on the year. Pretty brutal there. If you look at our series against the Kraken last year, we were averaging 8 goals a game combined, so I like the over.
There you go. From Ashley today in the National Hockey League Association. What you thinking today, Tony?
Well, I'm going to come in with the Mammoth here. Vanacek in net, 91% save percentage. I know it may not be the ideal spot, but Toronto's been kind of weak here on the power play. Shots on goal here as well. 12% conversion. I'll look at the Mammoth in the spot with the plus.
Yeah. I like Calgary here in this one. 3-9-2, favored over 7-5. Just makes my ears perk up. Don't like the spot for Columbus. You lose on the road to the Romanellis now. On the road, I get Calgary coming back home. I think this is a good spot for them to kind of get right. Just line reading. Give me the Flames money line in that one. If I were to take a shot on a dog today, I don't really like the Mammoth today. And when I like them today in Toronto land. I don't want to fade. I don't want to take them. I would take the Sharks. I'll take San Jose. It's not a great spot because Seattle's comfortable at home. It's going to be their 5th straight home game. But it's not like they've been playing just great hockey during this stretch. They've been playing okay. I think the Sharks, as competitive as they've been playing, they played some tough teams here recently. They've been playing competitive hockey. I think they can go in there and compete. And I think it's a good enough price to attack a money line price. That's all I'm saying. So as good as hard as the Sharks are playing, I think it's a good spot. We'll see what happens. But I'll lean towards San Jose outright money line. That's NHL action for today. Let's talk some college football. We got NIU 14.5-point dogs at Toledo. Toledo laying total 42.5. And we have Kent State at Ball State. Ball State minus 125 on the money line, minus 1.5. Favorites, total 47.5. Ashley, what's your thoughts here?
Well, the good news is we have some action to talk about here on a Wednesday rather than Conference USA. Bad news is it's Kent State and Ball State, unfortunately. Both teams ranking in the bottom half offensively and defensively in the conference. But if you look at their in-conference games, Kent State's actually performed a lot better offensively. They're averaging 26 points a game compared to Ball State, who's sitting at about 17, so that's pretty brutal. Kent State's biggest problem is their pass defense. They're just getting absolutely torched through the air. But honestly, I don't think Ball State will be able to capitalize on that because their pass game's pretty brutal themselves. They're averaging 136 yards a game through the air in those. Their quarterback's only averaging or completing 51% of his attempts over the last 3. I think as long as Kent State can control the run here, I think taking the points is probably the way to go. So I'll be rolling with Kent State with the points here. And then in the other game, I like Toledo. Toledo's one of, if not the best offensive and defensive team in the MAC right now. NIU is super good on the ground. They're averaging over 200 yards on the ground in conference games, but Toledo's defense is right there holding teams to sub 70 yards a game. So I don't think NIU is going to be able to do anything through the air. I think Toledo will stop them on the ground, and then offensively, Toledo should have no problem moving the ball down the field. So it's a big spread, but that hasn't been a problem for Toledo. They're 4-0 ATS at home on the year, 3 of which they were favored by more than 21 points. So even though they're getting the hook here, it shouldn't be a problem. So I'll lay the 14.5 with Toledo.
Ashley, just broke down both of y'all in college football. How you feeling, Tony?
Yeah, and the way I look at it today here, Kent State and Ball State. I look at Ball State here. Kent State has lost all of their road games. You look at Ball State here at home in MAC. They have a 20-14 home win here against Ohio. I'm just looking here at the home road splits in conference. And when you look at Ball State at home in conference, put up 31 points a game, running the ball effectively. Kent on the road in conference, giving up 45 points a game, averaging just 10 Just the home road splits on the conference here puts me on the side here of Ball State. Also, a couple of trends here. Kent State 3-13 to the spread as road dog. Ball State 12-2 to the spread at home. I'll look at Ball State in this one. Northern Illinois, Toledo, not a very confidence pick for me. If I had to choose one of the sides, it would be Northern Illinois plus the 14.5. I don't know if this Toledo team's any good this year. They've not, how do you lose to Washington State, a really down team on the road by 28-7? I know it's out of conference, but still. And their home wins for Toledo has been against Kent and Akron, which I think really greatly inflates their numbers. NIU did lose and fail to cover both of their road games in MAC against Eastern Michigan, Ohio. But I'm just going to look for the Huskies. With what they do is just run the ball. They hardly throw the ball. They're averaging 5.3 yards a carry. Just one ugly MAC game here. They're going to ugly it up here. I'd rather take the points in that one.
Fair enough. I'm gonna take Kent State straight up money line. Straight up. You could look at their road splits and be like, this team is ass. You could also look at it through what I think is the correct lens. Man, look at the damn teams they played on the road. Oklahoma, Florida State, Texas Tech. God damn. What is Kent State doing playing all these people? Toledo? Like, shit. This is by far the most winnable road game they've had all season. In Ball State, they ain't nobody, bro. They ain't nobody. I think Kent State tremendously underrated, undervalued. And then look, this line was 1.5 last night. This graphic was made last night. It's now 3.5. So it looks like everybody woke up this morning and is betting Ball State. Yeah, not me. Give me Kent. They've been terrible on the road this year. I'm not trying to tell you they haven't, but it's only been because of the level of competition. So their first road game of the season was against, at the time, number 24, Texas Tech, who is now what? In the college football playoff. They did that last night. They're in the college football playoff. They would be the Big 12 winner right now. Are you mad at Kent State for getting blown out there? No. Then they go to, at the time, number 7, Florida State. You mad at them for getting aired out at Florida State? No. Then they go to number 5 at the time, Oklahoma. Like, come on, bro. Come on. And then, yeah, they did get blown out last time at Toledo, but I kind of agree with Ashley. Toledo's the best team here, so I think this is a good spot for Kent State on the road against a even opponent to get a win. Give me the points in my back pocket. Give me the outright money line. In the other one, I would lean Toledo. Stay with me, action game. They win this game by 14. Watch. It's going to piss me off. Ron, how you feeling?
I think they win by 15. I like Toledo. I think they win by 3 touchdowns. I think, I think they are the best team in this conference. I think both these teams are better than their current records, but Toledo, they're 2-2 in MAC play, despite averaging 450 yards of offense in conference games, while allowing 222, so like a 230-yard advantage in conference games. They've just been kind of unfortunate. They lost a 1-point game at Western Michigan, another better team in the conference, great defense. They lost a 1-score game at Bowling Green, but they outgained Bowling Green 429-226. So Toledo is a very solid team, great offensive line, good run game. They average 6 yards a carry at home. They average 5 yards a carry in conference games. That bodes well against an NIU team. It's got a great secondary, but a miserable run defense. And I think that Toledo will be able to move the chains consistently. The defense is outstanding. They've had multiple games, 5 games, holding their opponents to under 300 total yards. They haven't given up more than 330 yards in any game this season. You've got a miserable quarterback play at NIU, and a run game has just been so-so. It's been better as of late. But like I said, Toledo giving up just 2.7 yards per carry to opposing defenses. This is a mismatch. The line is pretty steep, so that's the only thing. But I think that Toledo's still good enough to win this game by 3 scores. Coming off their blowout loss, with NIU coming off a blowout win itself, this honestly, without those recent results, this may be a 17-plus point spread. So I'll take the little bit of line value we get with Toledo and lay the points.
Fair enough. Hockey. College football, we covered them. Ashley, man, we got a nice money-making Wednesday, and we got a hell of a card coming up this weekend with college football and NFL on the horizon. you got going on today and coming up for the following week here at PickDawgz?
Yeah, so today through Friday, you'll be able to get my NHL best bet of the day. I've also been doing pretty well in the NHL underdog, so occasionally I'll throw out a multi-pack of straight-up NHL underdog winners. So those will be available through the rest of the regular week. And then come Saturday, I will have my college football 5-pack available. I've been doing really well on the college football boards recently. I'll also have a best bet of the day there. And then come Sunday, I will have my NFL best bet of the day as well as an NFL 3-pack. So plenty of action between football and hockey available. And then, of course, I also have my longer-term packages if you want to cash in for a whole week, a month, or even a year. And, of course, if you grab one of those packages, don't forget to use the code PICK. Get 15% off. A lot of bang for your buck there.
Money making weekend on the horizon. Hop on with Ashley. Check her out on Ashley's Edge on the daily. She pops on the college football show, the NFL show, man. We appreciate you joining us today, Ashley, and we'll see you soon.
Yeah, thanks, guys. Have a good one.
You too.
See you, Ashley.
All right, fellas, we covered some college football. We covered some NHL. Let's head over to college hoops. Talk some college basketball. So how I've been doing it here on this show thus far is I don't really cover college hoops the first couple weeks. I like to try to build me a database. So I kind of just been going through the names, the funny names. Y'all know how I do. I haven't even really looked at the college basketball card today. So let me go there. Let's see what we got going on today. We have the Blue Hose in action today. They playing, I don't know who they playing. No, Bluefield. Who's that? Let's see that. We got Ryder versus Rutgers. Rutgers line 18.5. We got Coppin State versus LaSalle. LaSalle line 17.5. Mississippi Valley State's in action today. They playing Mississippi for women. Oh my God.
Yes, actually, I knew a guy I knew a guy who played college baseball for Mississippi State for women. I knew a guy, believe it or not, and what he went through having to say that.
That is crazy.
Yeah, that's funny you brought that. My friend Colin. Yep.
We got Delaware State versus Temple. Temple land 17.5. We got Georgia land 34.5 on Maryland Eastern. Butler, Southern Indiana. Creighton, South Dakota. Creighton land 30 in that one. Indiana's land 30.5 on Alabama A&M. LSU's land 16.5 on Tarleton State. We got Marquette and Southern. We got my alma mater, East Texas A&M or Texas A&M Commerce, out on the road facing New Mexico. New Mexico land 22.5. Fresno versus SC Upstate. North Dakota State versus UC Mike Davis. We got the Eggs. They're playing today. The Eggs are playing Bethesda, and that shit is hilarious. So if you don't know, I think what's the name goes to Bethesda or used to, Julian Newman.
No. 72 zip.
And even crazier, his dad, I believe, is the coach for the women's team at Bethesda, and they just got blown out yesterday, 72-0.
That was the score before they hit their three.
Yeah.
They hit a three. It was like in the third period. They play 4 quarters in women's game, 72-0. Lady hits a three. But in all honesty, Bethesda, half of their players were out because of the flu, by the way.
Okay. Okay, you know ball. I don't run it. That's what LaMelo told Julian Newman's sister. We got North Alabama versus Mississippi State and LMU versus East Washington. LMU laying 8.5. Not the sexiest college hoops card today, but there's some meat on the bone nonetheless. And we got Mr. Bankshot Breakdown here with us. Romanelli, what you looking at?
Yeah, not a great card in college hoops. The games, some of the games I gave out on the breakdown, Georgia, Indiana, the games that I mentioned, you might want to get those in early because those lines are most likely on the move. And they were Indiana 25.5, now up to 30.5. Georgia in the low to mid 30s themselves. I still like those teams, but I like it a lot better at the opening numbers, but should both be blowout wins for those respective teams. And the one where I do think that the dog is live, not necessarily to win, but to cover, is North Alabama. it's kind of a rebuilding year for North Alabama, but the same thing goes for Mississippi State. And Mississippi State, Chris Jan's team's not necessarily teams I want to lay a ton of points with in the beginning of the season. They're a very good defensive program, and they do have some lethal scorers. Josh Hubbard, one of them, that they're returning, but still a team that we sometimes see some early season struggles offensively. And I could see North Alabama, who played Mississippi State not too long ago, I think 2 years ago, and played a competitive game. I think they can do enough here to cover the number.
There you go, Mr. Brain Shot Breakdown. Tony T, anything in college hoops for you today?
I got one I looked at here, and I'm going to take Eastern Washington here plus the 8.5. They impressed me here against UCLA. They shot the ball well, but what really got my attention here is the fact they only got out rebounded by 2 boards against the Bruins, and that tells me that you're pretty good. You can do that and play the rebounding game. And of course, Loyola Marymount's been kind of a downtrodden team. I'm not a big fan of their program. And, of course, that first game was against, I think, a D2 team in Lincoln of California. I never even heard of that squad. That's what you get this time of the year. I'll look at Eastern Washington to get the cover here against Loyola Marymount.
For me, if I were to bet anything, I would probably just take Creighton and lay the 30. South Dakota, you lose to the Eggs? How you lose to the Eggs, South Dakota? It's a big number to lay. I don't really know how good Creighton will be this season. We see them 23rd ranked start the season. It's going to be their first game. So I'm usually higher on Creighton. I'm a Creighton guy. Like, I've been a Creighton guy since Doug McDermott. I had them winning my tournaments way back when. Interested to see what they look like this season. They should beat up on South Dakota. Lean for me on laying 30. We'll see what happens, though.
I'm interested to see what happens if you fade the moves. Like I faded Purdue yesterday and got Evansville to cover. There's been some huge moves around here in some of these. Usually we see it with the totals, but with these spreads, we've seen a lot of line moves this year early on.
Yeah, we saw it last year too. It's interesting. It's like there's certain games where you just know. That's why I mentioned on the breakdown. It's like it's not going to be 25.5. I mean, the line is just wrong. I mean, it's a SWAC team against a loaded Indiana team. It's just you wonder. Well, the books. It seems like they have no idea what they're doing with the opening numbers, and they're being bet up. And I saw it with Florida State yesterday. I mean, that was a huge mover. I think it opened at 19.5 and closed in the high 20s, 28 range. And they won by like 30. So, yeah, it's interesting. You're not going to get, the line sharpen up as the season goes on. That's for sure. But you'll see it all throughout non-conference play. Lines will move 5 to 7 points in certain situations.
Yeah, there you go. Fair enough. All right. That's college hoops, man. We head to our last slot of the day, which is the NBA. National Basketball Association. Huge card tonight. 11 games. First slot, we start with the Utah Jazz out on the road facing the Detroit Pistons. Pistons laying 10.5. We have the Brooklyn Nets out on the road facing the Indiana Pacers. Pacers laying 6.5. And we have the Cavaliers laying 9.5 points on the Philadelphia 76ers. Tony, you got any thoughts? First slot?
Yeah, the one that really stuck out in my mind here, that Philly game, I'm going to take Philadelphia. They're a 3-point shooting team. Embiid is only playing 22 minutes a game. Probably won't play in this game. It's a back-to-back, but I don't matter. It doesn't bother me. When you look at the top 4 scorers here for the Sixers, all of them are shooting 42% from 3 or better. With this 3-point shooting, I'll go ahead and look at the Sixers here at plus the points in that one there. That's the one that really stuck out for me there.
I lean Detroit in this one. We're starting to lay big boy numbers with the Pistons, and it's kind of dicey. But I do think they are head and shoulders the better basketball team. I like their current form. This team has won 4 of its last 5 games. This is going to be their 5th home game in the last 6 games. The Jazz have kind of taken a step back, it seems like, and Detroit's starting to heat up. I think this is a spot where Detroit should be expected to win by multiple possessions, even double digits. I like the Pistons here in this one. I'll lay it. I would lean towards the Nets. I probably should bet the Nets tonight. I just can't bring myself to put money on it and to tell other people to put money on it. I should probably bet them today, though. think it's a good spot. They are 30th or 30th in my NBA power rankings. This is the worst team in the NBA. But if there was a spot for them to compete and or maybe win, it might be here tonight. The Pacers are just so banged up. We love the Pacers because of how hard they play, and they've played hard and covered in back-to-back games against Golden State. They beat Golden State and then covered against Milwaukee, but that was as underdogs. Expecting this Pacers team, as banged up as they are, to win by multiple possessions, I'm not ready to do that. Even at home where I love them, y'all know I love the Pacers, bro. We rode with them all the way to the finals last year. You will find almost nobody on this planet who loves the Pacers more than me than somebody born in Indiana. So I just don't like the spot for him here. I think Cam Thomas and Michael Porter Jr. might be enough to keep this one within the number. We'll see. And Tony, I hear you on the Sixers. They have been a dominant offensive team. A lot of that, though, has been against bad teams and or at home. I worry about them on the road in a spot like this, and it's a terrible spot for them. Back end of a back-to-back with travel, 3 games in 4 nights, 4 games in 6 nights, all with travel. Then you have Cleveland coming into this game with the rest advantage. They haven't traveled. They've been at home for a while. They're supposed to be getting healthy in this one. Jared Allen could be back in the lineup. Darius Garland could be back in the lineup. If there was a spot for Cleveland to flood somebody, it would be tonight. And if there was almost a scheduled loss for Philadelphia, it would be tonight, especially coming off that tough competitive game yesterday. I like Cleveland. I'll lay it. We'll see what happens. Ron, how you feeling these 3?
Yeah, that Cleveland game, it's a tough one for me. I think Jared Allen's status is really important for me because the Cavs got absolutely crushed in the paint last game. They gave up 60 points to the Hawks in the paint, 60-34 advantage for Atlanta. So when you're a Cleveland team that hit 20 triples in that game and you only win by 8 points, that's where I get worried because you're not going to hit 23s in a game too often in a season. You should be winning that game in blowout fashion. So Allen being back in the front court really helps Cleveland. Obviously, I think that I would be a lot more willing to take Cleveland if he is playing. Garland would be nice as well, but I don't think he's as much of a difference maker as it is for that struggling front court of Cleveland. But I would lean Cleveland overall. And then, the Brooklyn Nets, I had them last game against the Timberwolves, competitive through the first 3 and then just didn't show up. Yeah, they were there. And then just nothing in the fourth quarter, didn't fire. But I'm not going to lay the points with the Pacers, who are honestly equally as bad right now. Maybe not to the level of Brooklyn, but you're laying 6 points. I'll lean towards the Nets plus the points.
Fair enough. We keep it rolling, fellas. Next slot features the Timberwolves. They're 4.5-point dogs in New York. The Wizards are 11.5-point dogs in Boston. And the Rockets are 7.5-point favorites in Memphis. I don't like what's going on in Memphis right now. I just don't. John Morant's likely going to ask for a trade here really soon. There's friction between him, the head coach. They've lost back-to-back Friday night home games, which is extremely concerning for a team like Memphis. They just lost the other day again at home. They got beat up by the Pistons. And on the other side, the Rockets are playing good basketball. I like what I'm seeing from the Rockets. So, I know sometimes I like to play the contrarian angle, but sometimes it just is what it is. And I think the Rockets are just a better team playing the better basketball, and the Grizzlies are in disarray. I don't like laying a bundle of points like this on Memphis, but I think it's justified. That's all I'm saying. Give me Houston. Rockets, Houston. We have a problem. I lean Celtics laying 11.5 here. It's nasty. I can't bet it. They're overrated, overvalued for sure. This line, if I was the lines maker, my line would be 8.5. Celtics minus 8.5 in this game. With that being said, just because my line's 8.5 doesn't mean I don't think they win this game by multiple possessions, double digits. They should win this game by 15 plus. They should be motivated to come in here and win this game by 15 plus as well, coming off of the back-to-back home losses. The Wizards are that bad. The Celtics are not that good. They're overrated and overvalued. I want y'all to hear me. All the pieces that they had that made them who they were are gone. Holiday's gone. Porzingis is gone. Cornette is gone. Yep. Tatum is hurt.
They can't make threes. Yeah.
Yeah, and they can't shoot right now, bro.
Yeah.
So laying this many points, we're asking for it. I think they win by 15.
But it's the Wizards, right? It's the Wizards. But the Wizards, and in all fairness, they're going the route. It's a bunch of it's McCollum and a bunch of young guys. That's kind of and Middleton, McCollum and Middleton, and a bunch of young guys because that's where they're going.
So we'll see what happens in this one. And last one for me in the slot. Injuries still kind of lingering here. I see Anthony Edwards game time decision. I see Karl Anthony Towns game time decision with illness. I would lean Knicks in the Garden. But that's yeah, I don't like betting these two teams unless I love it anyway. The house of disappointment, and then I'm the leader of the hate train of the Knicks. So let the comments tell it. I've cashed with the Knicks back-to-back games.
You missed Tibbs.
Yeah, I kind of miss Tibbs. I ain't gonna lie. I'll lean towards the Knicks in this one, but I'm not rushing to bet it. Ron, how you feeling?
I'm going to take the Celtics. I think that they're not going to shoot 31% from three the rest of the way. I think that they've had a slow start, but the Wizards are, a bottom dweller. They haven't sniffed 8.5 or 11 and recently. They're absolute blowout losses in the last 3 games. You could say much tougher opponents, but I think it's still a Boston comfortable victory in this one by 15 plus.
How you like my 8.5 line?
I disagree. You look at the recent line, 13-9, 15.5 against the Knicks, Magic, and Thunder, and then you lose all those games by 19, 17, 19. Line should be 13, 14.
But the Celtics, they some shit, bro.
So right now they are, but they're not. They won't. Like I said, they're not going to shoot that poorly. The Wizards are top 10 in the league in 3-point shooting, and they're 1-6. That should scare everybody. They're a TikTok team. They want to light it up from the perimeter, make some flashy plays here and there, but then give up 130 a night and lose by 20. So.
Yeah. I'm just worried the Celtics do the same shit they did the other night, bro. Like I feel like they would play, but they were up 15 on Utah and then lost outright. Like, ugh.
It's the high volume threes,
man. So it's a solid bounce back spot for him tonight. I don't disagree with you. We'll see what happens. How you feeling, Tony?
Yeah, I feel the same way with Boston here. I think the fact that you look over the past 5, the Wizards are getting outscored by almost 20 points a game. And as I said before, now Middleton's out. And I bring that up because I said it's just Middleton and McCollum and a bunch of young guys. So now it's just one of the key veterans is gone. It's just a bunch of young guys. And what the young guys can't do very well is defend, right? They can't. That's the problem when you're relying on a bunch of young draft picks. And I like the direction they're going. This is what you got to do. You got to play your young guys. I don't want to see the worst big 3 in basketball ever again with Beal, Kuzma, and
Jordan Poole.
Jordan Poole, yeah, the worst big 3 in the history of it. They got rid of all those guys. They flushed the toilet, and now it's a clean bowl over there in Washington. There. Oh, that was a horrible thing to say. But
they basically just reran it down in New Orleans.
Oh my God, the worst big 3 in the history of the NBA. There, they should do an ESPN documentary series on that one. How horrible that was. But yeah, I'll look at Boston in that one. I like the over in the Rockets Grizzlies. We're seeing a lot of pace. Where does this pace come from with this Houston Rockets? I thought it would be a slower team with Durant in there, but no. Maybe get rid of Dylan Brooks and you speed it up a little bit. I like the over. You know what, Brooklyn, Memphis. This is the team that will run with you. I like the over in that one. Rockets are 4-1 in the over this year. Houston here on the road, averaging 125 points per 100 possessions. They've been very efficient offense here on the road. And I'll look at the over in that one. Good shooting, by the way. 52% on the road, 44% from 3. There you go.
There you go. All right. Last we do 6. We can do 5. I don't even trip. We can do last lot of the day. We got New Orleans on the road at Dallas. Dallas laying 7.5. Did I cover that game on the jam session? I don't even remember breaking this game down. I might have skipped this one on the jam session now that I think about it.
That's why they watch a live show.
Yeah, I don't really remember talking about this game on that show. We'll see. Nuggets, Heat. Spurs, Lakers. Thunder, Blazers, Warriors, Kings. I could probably split that in two. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. We can split it into 3. Yeah, we'll do 2. So Pelicans, Mavs, Heat, Nuggets, Lakers, Spurs. Yeah, I think I did skip it on the jam session. I'm sorry. I'll break it down here. Ron, how you feeling?
If I talk about the Kings Warriors game, what are you going to do about it?
Off the show. No, I'm kidding. You can talk about it.
I like the Mavericks. I had the Pelicans yesterday. I think it was just like a kind of a perfect storm or perfect game for them. They had 8 players in double figures. It was just a committee game without Zion, and Jose Alvarado had a vintage Jose Alvarado game, 4 for 7 from 3, 18 points, some big plays, 6 assists. But I can't see it on the second half of a back-to-back against the Mavericks team that's better than its record, and probably playing pretty frustrated right now. I think this is a good spot for him to pick up a win and a blowout win at that. So I like the points.
Tony?
I agree. I have to lay here with Dallas. So you look at New Orleans, 0-4 on the road, give 126 points per 100 possessions there. They got aided with the injury report yesterday against Charlotte. Was it Brandon Miller and Ball? I think were injured in that game. So with that, you're going to have a issue here. I know Dallas is a little bit banged up. Davis, I think, was on the report too, but still, I would rather take a Dallas team that is focused on defense. That's one thing they do there is defend in Dallas. So I like them in that spot there. If Norman Powell's playing, and he is, then I'll take Miami here plus the points here against the Denver Nuggets. The Denver is playing. They're both playing pretty much at a fast pace here, but Miami has shot the ball well on the road, 39% from 3. My only issue, it's a little bit of we're kind of in the middle of the road trip. We're near the end of it, but Denver just not hitting threes this year at home. I'll look at Miami there with Norman Powell in the lineup.
I'm on the Mavs too, for completely different reasons that you guys are. I totally disagree with Ron. They are not better than their record. This team is gone off. But if there was a spot for them to beat up on somebody, it would be today with the Pelicans on a back end of a back-to-back with travel heading to Dallas. The thing about Dallas is, bro, they're the worst offensive team in the NBA. That's not a hyperbole. That's a fact. Look at their offensive rating, bro. This team is trash. They have no point guard. The only point guard they have is coming off the bench, and he's a scoring point guard in D'Angelo Russell. Cooper Flagg, he's 18. And if you look, in terms of all the other 18-year-olds, he's playing all right. But, man, it's a tough ask for him to run an entire NBA offense. And then you got Klay Thompson shooting. Is this Klay or is this somebody cosplaying Klay? Then day-to-day Davis is the only good thing about Dallas, but he day-to-day Davis, fam. He can't stay healthy long enough to impact anything. And it's just insane to me that you trade Luka Doncic for him when you're stressing goddamn injuries. I can't talk about the Mavs without getting frustrated.
Oh, my God. Well, yeah, I can't argue with that.
I just can't talk about them without getting frustrated, bro. This don't make no
sense. We're relying on PJ and Max Christie here to get the points.
Man, so if there was a spot for the Mavs to beat up on somebody, it's here. Just because of they have more talent than the Pelicans do, but I worry laying this many points with a team that's bad offensively. No ball movement, no flow to the offense. They're basically coming out here just rolling the ball out and saying, "Let's see what happens."
We get a good game from Najee today. Najee off the bench,
so
that's the team.
It might be. So the Mavs on offense are swagging it out right now. And I don't really blame them, because that's who they've been the past 5 years. Their entire offense was, let's let the best offensive player cook whoever and then find somebody who's open. And that's the style of play we're going to play. Their GM said we don't want to play that way no longer. We want to get some more ball movement involved. We want to get everybody more involved. Well, you have now had pull up some hella stats to discuss how terrible this trade is. In terms of, because it's just so ass backwards, fam. It's just so ass backwards. Everything that they said they wanted to be, they're the opposite. They said they wanted to get better defensively. They're way worse defensively. Their offensive rating has plummeted. Their record since trading Luka Doncic is negative. It's badly negative. This is not a good basketball team. At what point do we say this is who you are. At what point do we say that? So that's why I totally disagree with everything Ron said, bro. The Mavs are a bad team. They're not even gonna make the playoffs. They're gonna be the 10th seed in the West this year. Say all that to say it's a good spot for them tonight. This might be one of the few spots they beat up on somebody. It's just because it's a bad spot for them.
Like the schedule gives you a win and a loss sometimes.
It does.
Right?
It does. I'm on the Nuggets. They go stupid, dummy, crazy at home. Unless I have clear reason to fade them, I'm not really interested in doing so. I just don't like the spot for the Heat. Heat have played well. They played better than I've given them credit for. Hell of a win in their last one on the road, but on this West Coast road trip at the Lakers, at the Clippers, now at the Nuggets, it's not a good spot. And I think Bam gets his lunch ate tonight by Jokic. Keep an eye on the injury report. Murray is on there. It's a big boy number to lay with Denver, but y'all know I love laying big numbers with Denver, so I don't got no problem doing it. I'll lay it. I like the Lake Show money line, man. LD. LD.
Wow.
Man, balling his ass off right now. He in the lineup tonight. I want to see if Reeves in the lineup.
Yeah, I think let's see with the Reeves.
But you start to look at the Lakers at home the last couple seasons, their ATS record, they were printing money last year at home. And I think I like them. They're the better team. And it's not going to be many nights where you're going to say the Spurs don't have the best player on the floor. There's not going to be many nights where you can say that. Tonight's one of those. I'm telling you right now, right here, right now.
Interesting matchup here with DeAndre, with Ayton and Wemby, right?
Yeah.
I'll take Wemby over Luka.
No, you wouldn't. Stop that.
Oh, of course I would.
No,
that's
you
easy.
wouldn't.
Yes, I would. It's easy.
Wemby has not even made the playoffs yet. We've seen Luka drag a trash-ass team to the NBA Finals in the toughest conference in the league. Don't get me started, Ron. Do not get me started, please. Do not pipe me up. I'm taking the best player on the floor, averaging 40. Every time we've seen him on the floor this year, he's scored 40. I don't think the Spurs defensively pose any threat to slow that down. And he's not really a get to the rim all that often style player. So how distracting will Wemby be is yet to be seen. I still think the Spurs are tremendously overrated and overvalued. I think they'll be a good team. I still got them. They'll probably make the playoffs. I want to see them when De'Aaron Fox gets back. Then they'll really be who I think a lot of y'all think they are already right now. Currently, I'm taking the Lakers. Better team at home where they play good basketball. That's all I'm saying. With the best player on the floor.
I lost money fading Lakers this year, so I can't argue.
Me too. I had the Grizzlies the other night. That was nasty. And I faded the Lakers now in back-to-back games because I had Memphis on Friday night, took that L, and then I had Portland money line the other day. Tony T at -130.
I know.
Great read.
No Reeves
gets out. Reeves get out and shoot the 8.5, and the B team Lakers still go get a dub.
The B team, B team.
They playing well.
DeAndre Ayton looks like he's enjoying basketball again. He was a buyout guy. I'm always worried about those buyout guys hitting the starting lineup for anybody.
I want y'all to understand what I mean when I say overrated. Overrated does not mean not a good team. It just means I think they are not as good as the general masses think they are. A lot of people genuinely believe the Spurs are a top 2 to 3 team in the Western Conference or a top 3 team in the NBA right now. You ask a lot of people, bro, they will tell you that. I don't. I still think they're a middle of the pack Western Conference team at best. At best. I could rattle off 5 teams I like better in the Western Conference more than the Spurs right now. So that's why I think they're overrated. That's all I'm saying. They're a good team.
What happened in that loss? What happened in that loss to the Suns? I didn't see that game when they lost to the Suns.
Shit, the Suns D'd their ass up, D'd Wemby ass up. That's all that happened. And the Spurs are still such a young team. And they played well at home. They had a light schedule to start their year. Like, you start to look at their schedule, they didn't play too many teams that were playoff teams. Like, bro, we're only 2 weeks into the season. I need y'all not to just run with notions and just say that it is what it is. So now that the Spurs are on the road playing quality opponents, let's see who they are. That's all I'm saying. And I don't think they're as good as what some of y'all think.
Spurs money line.
They could win this game tonight. I'm not, and they could win and still be overrated. So see what happens. All right, last slide of the day. We got Thunder, Blazers, Kings, Warriors. Oh, is that it?
That's it. Yep.
Oh, yeah, that's it.
He left 2 left for the last. Yep.
Romanelli. I think he started last time, but you can start again.
I'm going to take the Kings. I didn't like the Warriors' performance last night. 20-point lead evaporated. They barely covered the spread for me. He made me a little bit nervous just for that reason. Now, I think that they, this is a team I think they're leading the league in 3-point attempts. They had 42 yesterday. They made 19 of them. And it's kind of another situation. It's like you hit 45% of your threes. You hit 19 triples. You win the game by 11. You barely cover the spread by half a point. That's a concern for me. Now you go on the second half of a back-to-back on the road against a Kings team that I think is better than its current record. You have a problem with that too?
Yes.
You think the Kings are a 2-5 type of team?
Yes.
Ugh, give me a break.
This team is Sabonis and a bunch of in this old Chicago Bulls.
Yeah, the Sacramento. They used to call them the Sacramento Bulls. That was they were calling them the Sacramento Bulls of Sacramento. They were coming to this uniform with half a King and half Bulls jerseys.
The Bulls got rid of their ass and then turned up.
Yeah, Donovan's loving life now. He's got his guys. That Buzelis looks like a real guy. They say he might be the best draft pick in 2024. Last year, Buzelis.
He's hooping. I don't know if I want to go that far, but he's hooping. So we'll see. What do you think here, Tony? Last 2.
Yeah, I'm not gonna fade. To me, OKC just seems to be spot proof again. It's a horrible spot. I'm gonna look under in that one. And what's this? Portland's playing their 8th game of the year, and 4 games this year have been with rest advantage. What's going on here with the schedule maker, guys? What's going on?
Facts, Tony. Speak on it.
I don't get this. But anyway, I'll look at the under in this one. I look for a slower pace in this game. We're looking at Portland here. Just 115 points per 100 possessions at home this year, only 46% shooting. They're poor from 3-point distance here at home. OKC, the one blemish on them is their 3-point shooting this year on the road, just 29%. But I look for a slower tempo here. I like the under in that one. And in the I agree here with the Kings. I've seen Warriors performances in back-to-backs. They haven't been that good, especially on the road. And this is based on rest advantage. I'll look at Sacramento here against Golden State. Golden State this year 1-3 on the road with a minus 5.5 net rating. They're not defending very well on the road, giving up 50% shooting and hitting only 44%. Kings shoot the ball well at home. In back-to-backs here, we've got the Warriors here on the road back-to-backs, 1-3 of the spread here for the past 1+ seasons. I'll take Sacramento here.
I'm going to take the Thunder, buddies, for life. I got a problem. It's my favorite money-making team, and I love them. That's my handicap in Thunder games, bro. I'm telling y'all, fam. This team covered damn near 70% of their games last year. The best ATS team of all time.
They're 4-4 this year. Give it a rest.
Yeah, you're right. But it's going to take more than that. It's going to take more than a back end of a back-to-back with travel to fade them. That's all I'm saying. It's going to take more than that. Like, I said this on the jam session. To me, this is the best team in the NBA, the number 1 team in the West, against a non-playoff team. I know Portland's okay. They're playing well. They're on the up and up. This is still a non-playoff team against the best team in the league, bro. We're only expecting them to win by damn near a bucket. You got me fucked up if you think I'm taking Portland here.
Yeah,
right.
I know.
They are the Blazers to win this game, basically. That's what you need. And you're if you think that's happening, fam. No.
They are getting everyone's best shot, though, Adam. I mean, their opponents are coming hard at them, though. That is something as a defending world champs. Their opponents are coming hard at them in every game I've seen so far.
They are. And Tony made some good points. We've seen the Blazers play well in these rest advantage spots. But had the Blazers won for me the other night, I would have thought about it. But, bro, you lose at home to the B team fucking Lakers, and then you want to turn around and take you a
I don't want to hear that.
And the Thunder, buddy.
I don't want to hear that. Look at the Blazers schedule. Look at the Blazers schedule. And then look at the Thunder schedule.
And they played
Don't play that. They lost to this. Blazers, Lakers twice, Denver, at Clippers, Warriors, T-Wolves, healthy T-Wolves. Meanwhile, the Thunder, outside of that
Then you lost at home
opening night win.
to Lavaria and
Hold
Bronny
on.
James.
Outside of the opening night win for the Thunder, which they didn't even cover in, they beat the Pacers, Hawks, Mavericks, Kings, Wizards, Pelicans, Clippers. Big deal.
Yeah. Well, no, Lavaria was good in Memphis, except when he went to Sacramento, to Kings, he was coached down. That's what happened.
See, I'm not telling you I think your spot read is wrong or anything like that. Any other team, I probably lay off. I'm just, y'all know me and how much I love the Thunder. It would have took 6.5, 7 for me to fade them. So unless given great reason to, I'm rolling with my guys, man. Thunder buddies for life. I'll fade you again. I'll take the Warriors money line. It's not a great spot. I understand that. No Curry tonight. No Jimmy tonight either. Probably Jimmy's game time decision. He may or may not play, but Kerr already said after the game last night, no Curry.
You do have some banked up guy Kings.
This is gonna sound ass backwards. This is gonna sound insane coming out of my mouth. I actually like that Curry not playing. I actually want Jimmy ass to not play tonight. I actually want that to happen. Because the Warriors suck in these style situations. They just be lackadaisical. Like, and I think you let some of them young guys get in here hoop hard, they're gonna play well. This game reminds me of that Laker-Portland game the other night. That's what that game reminded me of. You take all the good players out for the Warriors, you're expecting the Kings to do something, just like you're expecting the Blazers to do something, you're asking for it. The minute you start to put expectations on the Kings, you need to look yourself in the mirror and be like, yeah, I'm good. And that underdog role, they can win a couple games, but expecting them to win, hell no, can't. Even against depleted Warriors team, I think the Warriors could come in here and do some damage. So,
yeah, well,
I'm not rushing to bet this game. I'm not.
Well,
rushing.
Venus and Bonus are both banged up, questionable, by the way, for Sacramento. Yeah. So, Schroeder, your point guard. Schroeder's got to make sure he has his suitcase packed because this has been traded more than anybody over the past couple of seasons.
Fair enough, man.
So, question.
Talk to me.
Is there a spot other than when the Thunder play the Lakers that you would consider fading the Thunder? And I'll say Thunder playing the Lakers when Luka's in. If Luka's out, we know you wouldn't care about the Lakers. Because it seems like if they played 9 days in a row with 4 guys on the team, you'd still back them.
Man, can you blame me? That's the thing is, can you blame me?
At 4 and 4,
Rockets. The way the Rockets are playing, they seem to be the second best in the West to win. As far as
to be honest, no, I'm not fading the Thunder unless it's just a terrible spot. No, I'm not fading them. So,
see, and they're not a coastal team like a West Coast or East Coast that get those long road trips, right? Those teams in the Midwest, they don't have those long road trips. They usually,
So, again, like in terms of spots, today's a good one on the back end of a back-to-back. Decent travel from LA up to Portland. Portland has the rest advantage. I get it, but they would have to give me more. So more than 4.5, 7.5. I would have thought about it. You take the spot away. Say they didn't play yesterday. What would the line be here?
If they didn't play yesterday,
7 probably.
7, yeah. I was thinking 7.
So I don't know. I know I have a problem with Oklahoma City. I know I do. But at the same time, it's been a good problem to have over the last 2 to 3 seasons. So.
It was, but this year I would venture to say, ATS-wise, of course, OKC is not going to be a profitable team this year.
I disagree. Will they be the number 1? Will they be top 5? Probably not. A lot of value will likely be sucked out of them, and teams will play them harder.
The line will be big. Yep, that's the key.
and teams will play them harder because they're the champs. So, you're right. They will not be nearly as good as they have been the past couple seasons, but I still think they're that good. I do. I think they're that good defensively to where, remember, they won 54 games by double digits last year. So it's like, I could talk myself onto them more often than not.
I hear you. Well, we see this across the board in sports.
You're right.
Championship teams that have great records, ATS, it's very rare to continue that through a bunch of seasons. Just look at the Chiefs and Mahomes, not been the best the last couple of years against the number, but they've been a dominant team. They have a dynasty.
You're right.
So you got to recalibrate.
Me last year with Boston, I ran into that kind of similar problem last year with Boston. I was on Boston more times last year than I probably should have been. Just kind of overrating them from the season before. So, no, you're right. You're right. You're for sure right. See what happens.
Yeah, look at the Dodgers. They were negative. You couldn't make money on them.
Yeah. The Dodgers too. Yeah. Yep. What's Philadelphia ATS this year in the NFL? I don't know what they are. So, Panthers probably assing it up ATS right now in hockey. So, these things happen. We'll see how it plays out. But that's it, man. That's all. We covered everything under the sun, man. We talked some college football. We talked some college basketball, some NBA, college football. I said it already.
We did. Yeah, we got to the action.
Yeah, man. Thought we had some good discussions today, man. It's a money-making Wednesday. Ron Romanelli, what you got going on today over at PickDawgz Premium?
Yeah, I've got my college basketball bank shot best bet, my top play in college hoops. Also, my NBA game of the week, my favorite play in the NBA this week. And still got my long-term plans, my season passes for both of those sports. Had a great basketball year last year. Obviously, the beginning of college hoops this week. And NBA, we're up a little bit very early in the season, but looking to replicate another great year in college basketball in the NBA.
Hop on around the Don, continue to kick the crap out of the books, ladies and gentlemen. His numbers speak for themselves, man. So continue to win with Romanelli. With, I think, is probably his best sport here right now, college hoops, man. So get on with the kid. Tony T, what you got going on?
Hey, the best bet on the board right now from college football. Best way to roll is those long-term subscriptions. That 7-day pass. You got all my premium plays here for 7 days. Looking forward to this football, NFL, as well as college football cards. So get on board with me over at Pick Dawgz. Premium Pick is your promo code. You'll save that 15%.
Hop on with Tony T, ladies and gentlemen. Continue to kick the crap out of the books. Tony's one of the best in the business, man, for good reason. Hop on with him. Continue to rock with him. For me today, as of right now, I have just one play, and it's my 10-star game of the week. This is the most money I've put on an NBA play thus far this season. I'm coming off a nice 3-0 day yesterday. We cashed our NBA Jam Session play of the night in no sweat fashion with the Raptors. And again, I really love this play tonight, man. I got an extremely pretty penny on it. So if you want to hop on it with me, you can. A link for it will be in the description below. I'm likely to add probably 2 more plays here. So I'll have probably 3 in the NBA today. So be on the lookout for it, man. Let's make some money today. Money making Wednesday. Let's keep momentum rolling forward. Pair me up with Ron, pair me up with Tony, or anybody else on the site. Let's make it a profitable day, week, month, year, however you do it. However you want to do it, you can do it at PickDawgz Premium, man. So parlay time, man. Parlay. What you got for me, Ron?
All right, let's go with the Spurs plus the points. The Mavericks laying the points. Anti-J parlay there. And then Toledo laying the points.
Tony T.
I'll go with the Rockets Grizzlies over the total, and also go with Eastern Washington 2-teamer.
I'm going to go with Kent State money line. I'm going to go with Brooklyn Nets plus 6.5. And I'm going to take the Dallas Mavericks, lay the 7.5. And the Calgary Flames 4-teamer. Ooh, that shit's so ugly, but it's going to cash. Calgary, Dallas, Brooklyn, and Kent State. We'll see what happens. Tony T, you gave one? You just gave one.
Yeah, I gave one.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's it. That's all. We appreciate y'all more than y'all know. Smash that like button for us. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Best bets at Pick Dawgz Premium. We got plenty of content coming out every day for y'all right here on the YouTube channel. We got written articles at the website. Chris should be back with the wraparound probably tomorrow. He might be back on the show tomorrow as well. So go send my man some kind words. He had the meat sweats.
Oh, no.
I'm trying to think. That's really all I got for y'all today. Ron, Tony, any final words before we get out of here?
Good luck, everybody, and thanks for joining us. I'll be back tomorrow as well.
Good luck to everybody.
Appreciate y'all, man. Make it a winning day. Aloha.